Welcome back to Fiction Tea with Kwani. Once again, if you would like to purchase the book Rain, the self-published book Rain, the link is in the bio below to get a copy of this book. It is amazing. It's a psychological thriller about a group of young adults inside of a psych ward. It involves science fiction, thriller, some horror scenes, and definitely go check it out. So today we're going to talk about season 2 of the German Netflix series Dark. A lot of people like this show, and I must say it was a good first episode. So the first episode was really good. First off, I just want to start by saying watching it in its original German language with the English subtitles is so much better. So much better. It's so much better to watch it, listen to it in audio German with the English subtitles. So thank you all for telling me that, because once I did it, I was like, this is so much better. Like, I can enjoy this show now. Sure, I gotta read the subtitles, but like, it's more enjoyable because everything's matching up, you know? It's just, thank you guys. Thank you for telling me that. So in the opening scene, we get to see Noah, the priest, as a youth, and I believe he's with his father. It's his father. I'm not 100% sure who the guy is. I assume that maybe that's his father. If not, is that like his close friend or a relative? Let me know in the comments below if you find out. I'm just starting with the first episode, so I'm not sure yet. But yeah, in the first season, it shows Noah as a youth, and he ends up killing this person that he's with. I'm going to assume that it's his father. Let's just assume that it's his father. He kills his father. I love the zoom in that they did on the father, where he's sitting there and like, he's not looking back. He's not tense. He's just like, he looks ready, knowing that Noah is about to take the weapon that he had and kill him. It's like he knew that it was gonna come, and because he knew that it was gonna come, he was ready and he just sat still for it. I love that whole scene, and how he just laid there and there was just like a little puddle of blood while he just like curled up, laid dead in a ball. I just like the way how he just like, it was almost like he was sleeping, but he was dead. So yeah, so you already know I love the visuals. I love when Jonas was walking and the zoom in and the zoom out of the house that Jonas was in, and how it looked in the inside. Everything was dusty and rusty and dry looking. Nothing looked healthy. Just looked dead. And Jonas is in the future now, so pretty much everyone is dead. Everyone who they shown in season 1 who is from the present and of course the past. But everything is still, you know, connected. That's why it's that whole symbol. That's kind of like a triangle where it's the present, past, and future. The symbolism of the mother of Jonas actually marking off her calendar on how many days her son's been gone. And Jonas actually marking off his calendar, present Jonas marking off his calendar, as to, I believe, how many days it's been since he's been there, or how many days from that letter that he had in his hand has it been. I just love that connection between the two, how the mother and son still have a connection, even though they're distance apart, even though Jonas is in the future, and even though the mom is in the present, even though she has no idea what happened to Jonas, they still have some sort of connection. They still have some sort of bond, and they share something. Like, it was like they both was marking up the calendars for different reasons, but at the same time, it was still one. Like, it was still one connection, and it's still related to one another. Favorite scenes in episode 1, season 2, beginning to the end, I think that's what that one's called. One of my favorite scenes is when Jonas is walking in the woods and there are like dead bodies and some other things hanging up on the tree, I believe they're hung up by ropes. I love that scene. I love that shot of that scene. I love the darkness of that scene, and I love the idea of it. I just really love decrepit and creepy dark things. Really what it is. What I noticed from this episode, and I believe I might have missed it from season 1 episodes, but what I really noticed for season 2 episode 1, I noticed how they tell you who is who without actually saying who is who. For example, the little girl who's deaf and she uses sign language, they actually show her in the future, and I believe she has like a blind eye, and she's doing sign language in the future. And you may have speculations of maybe that's her, but for me, I know watching it, I didn't have any clue or idea that that was her. I wasn't even thinking about matching it up with her. But then when it gets to that end part, before it jumps back to the present little girl, they zoom into her face, and then the scene cuts and it goes straight to the little girl in the present. I love how they tell you who the characters are in the present and the future without actually saying it. It's like foreshadowing. It's like telling you but not telling you, which is clever, because I like how they don't really, there's not a lot of dialogue about that. It just shows you what it is visually, and I appreciate the visual. Noah as the ringleader, and how they had all the pictures on the wall, and how they had everybody connected, and meanwhile you got Noah just standing there, the priest, as if he's like all God. Was great actually, where Jonas walked in, and then there was like that dark black mist type of ball that was orbiting around. I really like the effects of that ball, whoever did that. I don't know if that was computer generated, but it kind of looks like it was. It was quite suspenseful. I enjoyed the suspense, the music in the background playing as Jonas was looking up at it orbit around, and just like his face expression like a shock. I think the actors are really good, especially this opening episode. You can actually see how good the acting is, and when you correlate the actual original language with the acting, you really can appreciate how good the episode is and how good the actors are. I loved how it ended, where he was like how he how he was breathing really hard, and it just like went off, and then you still could hear his breathing even when the screen was black. Loved it. Loved every minute of it, honestly. It was a good episode, and I'm looking forward to watching the next episode and doing a review on each episode, so stay tuned for that. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know your thoughts on the video, and I will see you all next time. Bye. To purchase, the link is in the bio below, and